What if a black hole isn't just a trap, but a time machine? What if, instead of crushing everything into darkness, it could fling you into the future or even beyond the boundaries of our universe? Tonight, I'll take you on a journey through the science and the mysteries, where time bends and reality itself questions what's possible. For as long as we've gazed at the stars, humanity has dreamed of breaking the chains of time, to visit the past, to leap into the future, to cheat the clock that rules our lives. And it is in the black hole, this monstrous graveyard of stars, that nature whispers, perhaps it is possible. Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity gave us the first clue. It told us that time is not fixed. Time is not absolute. Instead, time is woven together with space into a single fabric. Space-time, and space-time bends under the weight of gravity. The stronger the gravity, the slower time flows. This isn't fantasy, it's proven. Astronauts on the International Space Station age slightly slower than people on Earth, because they orbit in weaker gravity and at high speed. GPS satellites must constantly correct their clocks for the distortions of time. Now, imagine the ultimate source of gravity, a black hole. Time there doesn't just slow, it distorts almost beyond recognition. Picture this. You are in a spacecraft orbiting just outside the event horizon of a massive black hole. To you, time feels normal, your heartbeat steady, your thoughts flowing. But if you look outward to the wider universe, you see everything racing. Stars are being born and dying. Galaxies evolve in what feels like moments. And to them, two distant observers looking at you appear frozen. They would see you moving slower and slower, as if trapped in slow motion. This phenomenon is called time dilation. Near a black hole, it is so extreme that a few hours for you could be thousands, even millions beyond. In a sense, a black hole is a time machine, one that only goes forward. This idea has inspired countless stories. In science fiction, black holes are portrayed as portals through time and space. But what does science really say? Traveling into the future, real physics supports this. The deeper you go into gravity, or the faster you travel, the more time dilation works in your favor. You return to the outside world, and you've leaped into its future. For you, perhaps only days passed. For Earth, centuries. Traveling into the past. Here, things get complicated. General relativity allows for theoretical solutions, closed time-like curves, where space-time folds back on itself. But, in reality, such loops may break down. Nature seems to protect causality, the rule that cause must precede effect. Otherwise, paradoxes explode. Wormholes. Some theories propose that black holes could be gateways connected to white holes, objects that spew matter instead of swallowing it. Together, they form a wormhole. A traversable wormhole could, in theory, link distant points in time and space. But stabilizing one would require exotic matter, a substance with negative energy density, which we've never observed. So science leaves us in the gray space between possibility and impossibility, between physics and imagination. As someone who has studied and explored space for decades, I can tell you, the deeper you go, the stranger it gets. The paradox of information. If information cannot be destroyed, what happens to it when it falls into a black hole? Some physicists speculate that time itself may encode information at the event horizon, a cosmic memory waiting to be unlocked. Cosmic censorship hypothesis. Some believe singularities, the infinitely dense cores of black holes, must always be hidden behind horizons, shielding us from their raw chaos. But what if one were exposed? Would time itself fracture? The black hole as a cosmic seed. There are hypotheses that black holes could give birth to new universes. From the singularity, a Big Bang might erupt not in our cosmos, but in another. If so, then perhaps our own universe was born from the collapse of a black hole in some greater reality. These are not fairy tales. These are the questions at the bleeding edge of science. Questions we cannot yet answer. What fascinates me most is this: black holes force us to confront our limits. We crave certainty. We want the universe to make sense. But at the edge of a black hole, sense itself collapses. Time bends. Matter dissolves. Equations break. And yet, in that chaos, there is beauty. Perhaps black holes remind us that time travel is not just about rockets or wormholes. Perhaps it is about perspective. Every moment we live is already a journey through time. The future is always pulling us forward. And maybe, just maybe, black holes are nature's way of showing us how much more is possible. So, is a black hole a trap or a time machine? The truth is both and neither. It is a paradox wrapped in darkness, a place where science meets philosophy, and where every answer leads to deeper questions. Black holes remind us that time is not unreachable, that the future is not unreachable, that the universe is far stranger and far more magnificent than we ever dreamed. And maybe, in understanding them, we may one day learn to bend not just space, but time itself. If this journey sparked wonder in you, if it made you question, imagine, dream, then join us. Subscribe to Black Hole Secrets, because together we will keep chasing the mysteries of the cosmos, and maybe, just maybe, find out where time itself can take us.